Going to jump on a call now with one of our coaching clients, Alex. He was in e-commerce a little bit before on a slightly different platform. Then he got into dropshipping with Shopify. During this time, he was in another coaching program, didn't see too many results. And then basically since we've been working closely together, he's been able to scale from 0 to 10K days. I think his highest day was around 11K or 11.5K so far. And so yeah, gonna call with him, let him share his story and how he's basically scaled from a beginner to now doing 10K days and his plans for the future to scale to 20, 30, 40K days, which we have been speaking about a lot more. So gonna jump on a call with him, let him share his story and get to know his experience. Okay, so Alex, good to jump on a call with you, man. I know we've been speaking regularly on calls also with my brother, but it's good to kind of get a time to jump on a call for people to get to know your story a little bit and the success that you've had. So if people don't know, we've been working closely with Alex for the past couple months. Before that, and I mean, you can touch on it a little bit, I think you were quite new to e-commerce, especially like drop shipping with Shopify and selling this way. But yeah, why don't you introduce yourself, let them know like where you're from, your age, and kind of what was your reason why you were wanting to get into e-com?
Yeah, so my name is Alex Mulder and I'm 22 years old from the Netherlands, born and raised. Yeah, I've been doing business since 2020, so since COVID started around this time. Yeah, I was just basically locked in. I was looking for a way to create a better life because I was in school, etc. And then I started doing sales, so like online sales, like selling high ticket programs, etc. And then I started with Bol.com. So there was like a guy who said like, yeah, Bol.com is the way. I was like, yeah, let's try it. And what that basically is, for the people who don't know, are not familiar with it, it's basically like Amazon FBA, but then only for Netherlands and Belgium. So you also have something similar in Germany, but it's like, you just have to buy stock, etc., and then sell it. And yeah, of course, you know, when you compare it with the drop shipping model, it's way higher risk because yeah, you have to, for example, forecast 500 euros or 1,000 euros or 2,000 euros without any certainty that it will sell. And that's why I also really wanted to go into drop shipping because yeah, you don't have to buy inventory. You can just, you know, market your product and basically sell, and then you ship it later. So that is a way better business model for beginners. And so basically I also coached a lot of people in this business model in the Netherlands. So I did that. I had like a personal brand, and then in end of 2024 I moved to Dubai as well, and I really looked in a way to make money online again with a new learning curve as well. And then I started doing drop shipping. I started with another program which was really also more expensive, really high price, and yeah, didn't get a lot of value from it. And then I actually, in that community, I got to know you guys, you and your brother, and yeah, we had a good connection. I really liked you guys and your story, and also yeah, goals and mission for the future. I can really connect myself with that. And also now you moved to Dubai, which is really inspiring for me as well. Yeah, basically then I started your one-on-one coaching because actually it was like I saw a lot of potential in you guys. You did really good numbers, and I knew your strategy would help me a lot. Also, to be honest, my biggest reason for joining was also that you really commit on the big five. And I think a lot of people really focus on the small markets, but if you really want to crush it in ecom, I believe you have to build skill sets to crush it in a really high market, because then your competitive advantage when you go to, for example, a smaller market like let's say the Netherlands, it's you can crush it way easier. So you go from high skill sets to lower markets, which is way better than just focus on, for example, 5 products a day, doing nothing really on creatives, etc. Yeah, we can dive later into that, but yeah, that's a bit about my story. And now I'm still focused on meta ads, and we're also currently starting with Google ads as well.
Yeah, sick, man. Yeah, I think it's a similar story to with me and my brother. Like we were fishing about doing different business models, like looking at, okay, we had a marketing agency back in the day and we were thinking that was going to be the way. And I feel like it's the same story with a lot of people. Then they find e-commerce and they start an e-commerce store and they just get obsessed, you know, like they really find their calling in terms of their desire. When they wake up, they just want to work on it. And I think it's because, as you know, there's no ceiling, right? Like it's all down down to how you market, how you perceive, what plans you have to the success you have. So yeah, awesome, man. I think it's a similar story, and it's great to see the kind of switch, because with what you were doing before, I think it was, even though it's kind of a similar thing with selling products online, I think it was quite different, the transition from bowl.com to now, like
yeah, because you have a ceiling, right? Because if you buy like 100 pieces of an item, yeah, you can only sell these 100 pieces. And with drop shipping, the sky is the limit. You can sell 100 pieces in an hour, for example, right? So I really wanted to go, and I really also suggest people that want to start with ecom first to drop shipping, because you can just do the branding, etc. later. You know, you guys are also going more into branding. I also have plans for the future, but you do that based on your experience, based on data, based on products you know that sell, based on cash flow you've made. With drop shipping, I think also people think maybe the quality is lower, or for example the shipping time is too long, but you can tackle this with your marketing agency. You really dive deep into this, so you don't have to really think about it. It's just, as you, for example, you have a 9 to 5 or something, focus on like doing the lower risk, and then later you can start pivoting into branding, etc.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, cool. One of the things I was wanting to touch on is kind of how long we've been working together, and also how have you found the experience working with me and my brother?
Yeah, good question. So we've been working together since I think the end of February. So before that I had another program. I didn't see a lot of progress, and I was like, okay, I need to change things up, because I wanted to crush it, of course, in eco. So then I started with you guys, and what I said before, like, we're going straight into the big 5. We started in the UK, later we went to Canada, then later Australia. And what I really liked about your program is that you dive really deep into the skill sets. You also told me a lot of times, like, maybe like right now you don't make like 10K a day, but we're going to focus on the skill set so you can make 10K and 20K a day forever. And that's the goal, right? You don't want to make quick money and then go back to your 9 to 5 again, which a lot of people have in that situation. But we focus on the skill sets and learning curve. And first you learn, then you earn. So we focus on really good creative, which is a fucking skill set. We focus on building really good funnels, which you also do in branding later. So we're already learning this, and especially the big 5. And you guys were really, to be honest, I have so much to thank you guys, because without you guys it would have been way harder, because for example you're always ready in the WhatsApp. Every time I have a question, boom, you're already within half an hour responding. If I ask for a call, you guys, actually it's the other way around. You guys say to me, like, hey,
I know sometimes we say to you, brother, we need to jump on a call, man. I got some things I need to help you with. We found some new strategies. I need to tell you about it straight away.
Exactly. And also what I really like is that maybe of course I'm on my own, like, doing this, and you don't really have like a brotherhood or friends or people around you doing the same thing. And you guys really also help me accountable sometimes when I was a bit lacking, a bit low energy. Like, you always have this, right? It's a journey. You guys were like, yeah, bro, come on, we need to push through. Come on, I don't want you to lose money, for example. Really like that as well. And I also see you guys as friends more and more, and think I really have big plans for the future. Also, now what I like is the new community you've built, because now I'm also connecting with other, for example, Dutch guys from my country, because you guys are like more international, so not only in the UK. So I'm also connecting with some guys who are also doing good numbers in the community, and who are crushing it as well. And I really like that as well, because as I said, you don't want to do everything only in your own room and not connecting with other people. And also, bro, to be honest, the craziest thing what I like about you, because I had a program before, so I can compare a bit, is like your services, your partners. I really like this, because I think you can offer so much value to beginners, but also more advanced people, like helping people with Hong Kong, with USLC, with the UAE, with private banking. Now with the other service I'm also working with, as you know,
payment processing,
with the payment processing, with the branded packaging, which is crazy, because you can run stores ever. Some guys saying, you build a store, you can only run it for 2 months. It's not even the case, because you just need a good backend. I really like that as well. And I think I just learned so much, bro, with you guys, and it went way quicker than with other programs where you get one call in 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
And sick, man. And for me, it's a real blessing to be able to offer these kind of partners and these kind of services to you guys, because I feel like it took us a long time to be able to create partnerships with these kind of people or understand the right way to go. And yeah, like for example, when we start working closely together, you just jump the queue basically. All those months that we were struggling with the wrong services, the wrong payment processing, the wrong partners, it's nice to be able to just kind of be able to tell you go over here and make the mistakes we did. So okay, awesome. One of the other things I wanted to touch on was before you joined and we started working closely together, what were like the main issues you were facing and the main problems that you saw in the business?
Bro, I had so many, man, to be honest. Like before I joined, I was selling in Italy, I remember. So more in like Europe, a bit smaller market. And of course you can crush it in Italy. But as I said, like I was just testing 5 products a day. So just AliExpress photos, boom, selling. So no marketing skills, no creative skills, campaign skills at all. Also just didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was just pumping out product pages, and also I didn't have any backend at all. So I think the main change was 100% the backend, the finances, the profit margins, having everything structured in the right way. Also the front end. So really becoming really good on the front end, because you also need to make money. Of course, a back end it's important, but you have to make money. You have to know how to market the product. You have to know what kind of collection you need to sell in what market, like what kind of marketing angles, hooks, etc. You need to know. Also having the right backend with the right finances, with the right, for example, PayPal, having it structured the right way, building the right team. So I think Cameron is really good on the front end side, and I really had a lot of calls and connection with him, and he always was like, to be better, this needs to be better, and also really honest. I think I really like that as well. You were really the back end, the finances, the team building. That's what I really liked a lot, because before that I didn't have any back end, I didn't have any finances, healthy PayPal, didn't have a good company structure, didn't have a good profit margins, didn't really know how to build a team. I was just left a bit alone, like figure it out yourself. And with you guys, you really helped me through that journey.
No, it's I think it's something that a lot of guys, especially when they're in the beginning, they forget. They just focus on selling revenue, ad spend, ROAS, and they forget that there's like a whole business in the back end that is like stopping the water leaking through, you know. And this is why for me, I want to build CEOs and entrepreneurs and business owners, you know, not just like side hustle drop shippers. That's one thing that is learned through pain on our own stores and our own thing, you know. Like me and my brother, we didn't just think of it. It's just because we've been through the pain of high refund rate, of payment processing issues, of poor banking solutions. And that's why we've then, and me, as you say, me more so, I've focused so heavily on the back end and making sure that like this is a proper business underneath a front end store. And it's both, as you said, it's you know, in the beginning, it's a little bit more front end with some people, because without sales, there is no back end. But then it very quickly becomes, okay, now this is pretty easy to do now we have a good understanding on the front end. Let's really focus more on the back end. So yeah, I think this is a key thing, and something that, as you said, I think it's a skill set that you will be able to take even in at any scale, you know, building it even at the first beginning. A good business, good company structure, good finances, good profit tracking helps at 50K days, 100K days, etc. Good team.
No, 100%. But you also really need to master like the basics, right? So you really need to master like just the basics, like your back end, your front end. And when you do that, then you can do it at a higher scale. Then you can go to, because we have really big plans. We want to go to 30K days, 50K days, 100K days. I don't care. Sky is the limit, you know?
100%.
So, but you need to be patient in like mastering the basics, because that takes time. But when you do, then later the sky is the limit, you know?
Yeah, 100%, man. Okay, so during the time, I know we can touch on a little bit of the plans that we have and how we're expanding and building out multiple stores. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, what was the record day so far that you've done so far?
Yeah, so I had last week almost a 12K day.
Yeah, okay, crazy. When you think before, I remember you were like, bro, I think before it was only like 1-2K day maximum.
And maximum 2K day.
And then there was a long period before you joined where you were like really struggling to just hit the 1K day. And I always knew, bro, like as you know, we're very selective with who we want to work closely with, and we want people that are hardworking and that will take on the advice and implement. And with you, yeah, I really saw someone that was really hardworking and wanting to succeed. It was just some missing pieces, putting the right pieces in place. So
Yes.
maybe you can touch on what was like the turning point. What do you think was like the things that were able to get you to like a 11, 12K day, and what you were maybe lacking in the beginning?
Good question. So I think it's mindset, to be honest, because I think in the beginning I had a little bit of like a scarcity mindset. Like, yeah, I want to invest, but I don't know like if I will get it back, when I will get it back, etc. I think a lot of guys have this as well because you're uncertain in the beginning, right? But then when you guys gave me like the confidence, like, yeah, what you are doing is working, like your funnel, your market, it is working. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So let's just invest. And then I invested more, of course, when I had the skill sets. Then I invested more, like more money. And then I saw you put more ad spend, campaigns optimize more, then you get more output. So I just focused on, of course, really good research, which you guys teach me really good to find like really good competitors in my market or in the USA, which I really like as well. The USA is a really big market. So really good competitors in the USA. This is also for the people at home. If you want to crush it, look at the USA, Australia, Canada. And I got really good competitors. I saw that they were running really long, and I just took like some concepts out of it. Yeah. And then implemented on my own store, as you guys teach as well. Just out new things. And then something was clicking, something was working. I also added a new market in my store, which is, it's a bit long story, but I did that. And then it clicked. I saw good ROAS, and then you basically just scale, man, to be honest.
And you cannot underestimate like the research. We said this to you in the beginning, like the biggest multi-billion-dollar evaluation brands are out there, on the ad library. You can take little bits from everyone. You can take little bits of inspiration and repackage it for yourself. And I think that's a skill set that will stay with you forever, like being able to research effectively, understand and analyze other people's stores to be able to improve yours. So crazy, man, crazy. It's really, really nice to see the success, and this is what we are going to be basically pushing on now over the next few months to even crush it even further. So maybe you can touch on, because I know not that long ago we spoke about kind of now what are the plans moving forward over the few months, what we have. I know you have big plans and are wanting to really develop and expand within e-commerce and set up multiple. Maybe you can kind of touch on what you plan on moving forward with us.
No, 100%. So one of my goals is to just create more stores in the Big Five, because I think people really underestimate the power of the Big Five. The Big Five is where everything happens on a big scale. And I think now I'm not mastered it yet, but I'm slowly starting to mastering the Big Five. So now Australia, and later I want to have a store in the USA. I want to have a store in Canada, in the UK. So I really want to have multiple stores in the Big Five, because it's really consistent, really high buying power. And you can do crazy things with media buying, surf scaling, bump scaling. And you guys teach me all of this. So I have to thank everything to you, because to be honest, in the program before, and I don't want to really be negative or compare, but it was not at all teach like, look at the Big Five. And now I'm really looking in the Big Five every day, doing research in the Big Five, and I see the opportunities, and I'm thinking to myself, I can crush it here. I can really crush it here. So that's one of the goals with Meta. And also, of course, I want to do now Google Ads. So I started with a partnership with you guys, his partnership, and we're slowly building that. So with Google, for the people who don't know, it's a bit like a slower process, of course. So it's not like, I'm pumping out a store, next week I get the sales. No, we have to slowly get it approved, the GMC, and it will take maybe a few weeks. So I can really focus now on Meta, and at the same time we're building out Google. So then in a few weeks, I can crush it there as well. So that's a bit like the plans. And yeah, I also, my biggest goal is to hit 100K a day this year.
Yes.
But not that, let's not say with one store. I'm really not focused on, oh yeah, with one store, but 100K a day is the goal.
I think with multiple stores and with perfecting Google as well as Meta, and even running Google and Meta on the same store, which we will help you with, I think 100K days is more than achievable across a few stores. And yeah, man, like people don't realize the scalability, you know, like even 10K a day for some people is like crazy numbers, but people don't understand like how much money there is if you do it correctly, and how much scalability you can create just by the right systems, the right partners, the right strategies. You know, like now you've kind of learned and mastered everything with Meta. We will still be continuing with this, but now to pivot and also have, I think we're setting up 3 stores now on Google. You have this store running on Meta. With Google now, we will let that optimize and build those up, add Meta to the back end of those. You know, you are creating a bulletproof system here, you know, where it can be consistently pumping out a shit ton of money, somewhat on autopilot. You know how we can.
No, yeah, exactly. Like, especially with Google, I think what I really like about Google, I was doing also a lot of research about this. So not only like Facebook ad library research or other kind of research, is that with Google, it's really consistent, you know, like Meta, it can be a bit volatile. It's a really good platform, and 100% I will continue with it, but it can be a little bit volatile. So I think we need to be open as well to, for example, Google, because I think it can be a bit more stable, you know, and I like that as well.
Yeah, and it's nice because you have Google, you have Meta on the same store running on Google. Meta does the customer acquisition. Google does the retargeting. When they Google your brand or your store, they see your ad pop up again when they've seen your Facebook ad. Now there's trust there, you know, and now you've got double the marketing power than all of your other competitors that are either probably just running on Google or they just know Meta. You know, a lot of people, they kind of in a box, you know, they just say, I'm only Meta. I know what I know. I do what I do. Or they are like, I just do Google. But I think it's rare, and this is why I was recommending it to you, because I feel like it would be so nice to be able to have both skill sets implemented together, because then it just kind of compounds, and then 100K days is easy, man. You do this across a few stores, you have it easily.
Yeah, and later, to be honest, with like future plans, of course, like this year I want to crush that. I want to live in the UAE, but then later in the future, I also want to go more into the branding side, especially with like global fulfillment. Yeah, as I said, like I want to have more cash flow, more data, etc. I also wanted to say, like what you said before about like 10K days, for some people seems like a lot, and it's true. Like, of course, I was really working towards that 10K day, but now, and that's, I think a lot of people need to focus on hitting their first 10K day, or let's say 10K day, because then you see, okay, this works, you know. Then you can go to 1 million in a day. It's possible. You don't have the limited mindset anymore. Also, one book that really helped me with this is 10X by Grant Cardone.
I read it also.
Bro, it's an amazing book, because you really see, okay, now I want to go to 100K a day, so only thing needs to happen is go 10X. That's it.
Yeah, 100%, man. 100%. Okay, cool, man. It was good speaking with you, and I'm glad that you've had the opportunity to kind of share your story. As you know, and as you've explained, we have some really big plans. I think it's really, really inspiring for a lot of people to see someone that has basically gone from new to drop shipping, has a little bit of business experience, but really did not know what was going on, had tried it for a few months and wasn't seeing much success, and then now is able to achieve like your goals, which I know you really wanted to hit that 10K day. Now we've achieved it, and now it's given you that confidence to be able to say, okay, I am now someone who can do 10,000 in one day. Now I know that I can hit 50K a day or 100K a day, because as you said, it's really just 10X on what you already have achieved. So yes, we will be pushing hard this year. I know you have some big plans. We have some big plans for you also. Just keep crushing it.
Thanks, bro. And we will.
Yes.